Are you a Zelda fan? I bet you are. I mean, why else would you be here? But can you prove that you're a fan? Specifically on the latest installment, Breath of the Wild. Welcome to the ultimate Breath of the Wild quiz, the second episode of what is becoming a series on my channel, where I create interactive Zelda quizzes. Last time we looked at the series as a whole, but due to popular demand, I am back with another quiz. This time, all about Breath of the Wild. And just to clarify before we get into the rules and such, this quiz is just a bit of fun. You, me, everybody who loves to play The Legend of Zelda are fans regardless of the results. I am not saying anyone is or isn't a true fan. This is just for fun. Now, the rules and information. Firstly, the usage of the internet, books, or any form of finding the information to answer is not allowed. Basically, no cheating. Secondly, I'd recommend that you grab a pen and paper or a digital notepad and write down the numbers 1 to 20. Thirdly, all questions will appear on screen for approximately 10 seconds, but feel free to pause if you need longer, or skip ahead if you're done with that question. Fourth, all answers will be at the end of the video, so don't skip too far ahead. Fifth, be sure to drop a like before we begin, and send me your results afterwards via the comments, Twitter, or Instagram. And lastly, be sure to go and grab yourself a snack or drink and send them in to get featured right here, and let's now begin the ultimate Breath of the Wild quiz. Question 1. In which region of the map is Satori Mountain located in? Question 2. Many of the NPCs in the game are pretty well known, but can you name this one? They are arguably one of the most well known. Question 3. What is the name of this location? Question 4. What is the old man on the Great Plateau cooking at his little fire, which Link can actually nip off him and eat for himself? I mean, first meal in 100 years, am I right? What is he cooking? Question 5. What is the name of Sheikah scientist Robbie's Sheikah Tech maid wife? Question 6. True or false? Urbosa is Riju's mother. Question 7. What is the name of this location? Question 8. In Hiteno Village, we learn of a little crush that Manny has on Prima. She tells Link that she really likes crickets in an attempt to off-put Manny, but how many crickets does she ask Link to collect? Hint, it is not the amount Link actually has to collect. Question 9. During Link's quest to free Mipha and Varuto, one of the Zora actually dislikes Link quite a bit, at first, even blaming the hero for Mipha's death. But what was his name? What is the name of this old grumpy dude? Question 10. We all love a bit of Sidon, right? But what type of animal is he based on? And no, it doesn't need to be specific. Question 11. Which divine beast is in darkness upon entry? Question 12. You can build a literal town from scratch in the game, Terrytown, but what is the name of the carpenter who starts this place off? Question 13. In the depths of a ruined Hyrule castle infested by monsters, we can find the Hylian Shield. But which area of the castle is it located in? Question 14. A farmer in Heiteno village has some problems with their animals being stolen by bokoblins on the beach. You help recover them in a side quest, but what type of animal did the mischievous bokos steal? Question 15. In the Gerudo Desert, we find these statues pointing with a tool/weapon to help us through the sandstorms. But what tool/weapon did the statues hold? A. An axe, B. A sword, or C. A scimitar? Question 16. What is the name of this location? Question 17. Link can retrieve the mighty Master Sword from the Lost Woods, but only if he has enough heart containers. How many does he need to survive drawing the blade? Question 18. In Kakariko Village, Link meets Paya, the granddaughter of Impa. After a few conversations, Paya brings up her mysterious birthmark, and if Link asks her where it is, she'll get embarrassed. But good old Impa yells out where the birthmark is. I'm sure you know the question by now. Where is the birthmark? And this answer must be precise. Question 19. The amazing musician that is Cass has a lovely family back in Rito Village which he returns to after completing all of his quests. We can meet his lovely wife and adorable daughters. My question for you is to name to me one of the 5 daughters. Final question. Question 20. Out of all the things I could ask, all the locations I could ask you to name, the fine details of a character's dialogue I could ask you to recite, I ask you the final question. What colour are Link's eyes?
Open your eyes.
Okay, that was your 20 questions on Breath of the Wild. I will reveal the answers in just a moment, so check them off one by one, and for every correct answer, you gain 1 point. And after revealing them, I will give you your rank on the Zelda quiz. If you scored between 0 and 2, you're granted the rank of Have you ever played Breath of the Wild? If you scored between 3 and 7, you are a rookie Breath of the Wild fan. If you scored between 8 and 12, you are a Breath of the Wild fan. If you scored between 13 and 16, you are a huge Breath of the Wild fan. If you scored between 17 and 19, you are a mega Breath of the Wild fan. And if you scored a perfect 20 out of 20, then you are a ultimate Breath of the Wild fan. There you have it folks, the ultimate Breath of the Wild quiz. What did you score, and are you happy with the results or perhaps unhappy? Let me know in the comments or on my social medias. Again, don't let this little quiz define your love for the games. We're all true fans at the end of the day. So thanks a ton for watching and playing along. I hope you enjoyed the quiz, and if you did, be sure to drop a like and consider subscribing for more Zelda content. As always, a huge special thank you goes out to all of my supporters across Patreon and YouTube. If you'd like to join them and get yourself some behind the scenes looks at my work, a shout out upon joining, your name at the end of every video, and more, then consider supporting. Again, thanks for watching, and until the next time, I've been Hyrule Gamer.